my God. This is so incredibly hard to get right. This lighting is beaming in my face. I give it to everybody who blogs, vlogs, whatever you want to call it. This is like, that's much better, but like, it's so bright. What are we going to do? That's a lot better. Okay. Okay. So, excuse this, but this is my first time doing this in a really long time. This is a making podcast. My name is Crystal, and this is the Hunters Guild podcast, episode 3. The first 2 podcasts I put out a while ago, maybe like 4 years ago. I know because my daughter was about 2, and now she's like about to be 8, so more than a couple. But I've had a journey with this making life, and I feel like sharing. I'm in the sharing mood, and yeah, I want to start sharing with all of you. Now, I really hope that this lighting is okay and the way things look are okay. It seems okay. So, let's get started. Welcome. Again, my name is Crystal. I live in the Bronx in New York with my husband and my daughter Hunter, who is 8. Um, I am a stay-at-home mom. I'm also a health coach, and I used to be a makeup artist a long time ago, and sometimes I still practice makeup, but I haven't in a while. Um, yeah, so today, let me see. I honestly don't want to miss anything, so I'm going to refer to my notes. So if you see me looking down, that's why. Okay, my favorite color is purple. More like on the lavendery side, though. I feel like it flatters me the most, and it really draws me in. Like you see this color right here around that, like it has a little bit more pink in it. I love that. Um, all of these shades here, I have to say, I'm completely in love with. Oh, they smell so good. That beautiful. All right. And so I love to knit. I love to dye yarn, and I really love to crochet. I'm sorry for all the noise, but I do live in an apartment in the Bronx, so there's noise. There's people upstairs, downstairs, in the hallway right now, outside, and it's crazy because as soon as I turn this on, somebody started like drilling upstairs. It's just like, wow, now I really get it. I really get it. Because I listen to a lot of podcasts. I watch a lot of podcasts, and everybody says the same thing. They're just like, okay, there's somebody outside mowing the lawn. Somebody's doing something as soon as I turn this on, and it's absolutely true. So, okay, what I wanted to start in, let's get right to it. If I didn't mention, I also love to sew, and I'm gonna mention all of those things today. Um, I'm going to mention some works in progress, my finished objects, things that I've been up to lately, and some beauty tips at the end. So if you're really into that sort of thing, please stick around. I'm going to talk through it all. So what I want to start with is just checking something out real quick, actually, because I feel like I could get this lighting thing better and not so in my face. If I just have a moment. That's way too dark now. Okay, I think that's okay. We're just going to have to deal with that. No. I just might scrap this whole thing because I haven't, done this in such a long time. I don't know, but I'm going to keep it real. Like, I'm not used to this, so I'm going to keep it 100% real. All right, so my finished objects. I'm going to start with something that I finished recently that I'm actually really excited about, and it's a cardigan that is crocheted and knit. I have knit sleeves here that I made for my daughter. It's funny because she does not want to wear it, but I did make it with the intentions of it being for her. And it's okay. It's totally okay. And this is the back. I really enjoyed making this because, okay, there's a little story with this. All of this yarn here was given to me. This is wool Malabrigo, and it was a butter colorway, and I overdyed it with some purple, and it came out really beautiful. I had 2 skeins, and this is how it turned out. I really love it. So all of this is 100% wool, the whole thing. All these squares are cascade except this is Lion Brand Fisherman, and I think it's heathered brown. It's one of my favorite wools to knit with because it's extremely affordable. I could get it at Joann's and Michael's, and I could practice with it and just kind of like freehand some things, and because it's really not expensive at all, but it is 100% wool, and I love that. So, and I just love the color too. So yeah, this was it. It took me about a week to make. All together, I dyed this. I just kind of went in sequence. I started off by, knitting these granny squares that I got. This pattern I got from the Cherry Heart podcast. I thought that they looked really great. I never really made it with these eyelets here, but I think they're so pretty. I usually do like a standard granny square like this, but yeah, like that. But I decided, you know what? I'm going to try this out. And I made a bunch, and then I put it together and made a cardigan. And I really love, this is a crocheted edge, and I love the design here. Like I said, I just kind of freehanded this. Put on another row and just kept going, and I decreased here. Yeah, so that's that. Some ribbing at the cuffs. And I absolutely love it. Yeah, so that's my first finished object, and I just did that recently, and now it's just put away because I'm planning to sell it. So that's that. Also, recently, these cuffs, these cabled cuffs. I love this cabling. This is a very rustic project. This is from the Outlander knitting book. It's not the official, Outlander knitting book, but it's the Highland Knits. It's like, I call it the unofficial Outlander book. It's like Outlander inspired. And these are Claire's, they're called the Herb Healing Gauntlet, something like that. And they're short because I didn't want them too long. And I really love the way this cable came out. Yes. And it is a very scratchy wool. This was spun up by my friend Devin's grandmother. I got a huge, like 2 huge bags of yarn that I got to choose from a huge pile because her grandmother's moving out of her house and getting rid of all of her yarn. And I was lucky enough to snag this beautiful yarn. So I decided to make these, and this is my finished object. It's still cold in New York, so these come in handy like in the morning when I'm taking Hunter to school and we're on our walk. So that's that. This was really fun and very fast. Very fast. This is a finished object that I finished a while ago. This is a hat that I knit. This is actually a hat that I designed. This is made out of the fisherman wool and oatmeal. So, and this is just a little design that I took out of the Harry Potter. Is it the Harry Potter book? It's the Harry Potter book. Yeah. I forgot, but yeah, it's a Harry Potter knitting book. And this was here. It was like a small square, and so I just decided to put it here and add some color right in between from superwash yarn that I got a long time ago. And yeah, I absolutely love this hat. I'm not going to try it on right now, but this is it here. I designed this hat with the ribbing extra thick. You see that? It's 1x1 ribbing, but it's knit in a band. So it's knit long, and then you connect it. This is the seam to connect it, and then you pick up the stitches all along here and you knit up and decrease here. This is like a super fast knit. I'm in the middle of writing the pattern right now just for somebody who might want to knit this beautiful hat. This hat was knit for my husband, Danny. Yes, I really love it. I love the way it came out, and this is my first design. And I'm super proud of it. And he really loves it, and he wears it. So I'm happy about that. This is just another hat that I made. 1x1 rib, very simple. He loves it. It just fits right over his head, and there's no slouch whatsoever. And, you know, just playing around, I think. Yeah. This, oh yeah, this was actually, yeah, just like a swatch. Just to practice, is it provisional cast on? A tubular cast on. So this is like the tubular cast on, which is beautiful because it just has like this waterfall. Wow, it's like really blowing out. This waterfall edge that is quite stretchy. Yeah, I really am enjoying the tubular cast on, and I'm excited because I finally learned it, so I know it by heart. So that's that. And this is another cowl that I just made for Danny, and it looks super weird here, but yeah, he wanted a cowl because it was getting really cold, and I just decided to make something up. And yeah, one night I just went crazy, and 5 hours later, this is what I came up with. I really like the edge here where the mouth goes, and I'm actually going to try this on because it is kind of cool. We were watching this might be Star Wars inspired because we were watching Boba Fett. I think it's on Netflix or Hulu. And this is kind of the inspiration, I think. Yeah. You get those Star Wars vibes? Yeah. I love it. And could wear it like this too. Really cold. Covers your ears. It's kind of popping out a little bit here because it's just garter, but I did short rows here just so he can have more of up here to keep him warm, but still be able to see. Pretty cool. He also likes to wear it. Oh, hair in my mouth. He also likes to wear it this way, which works too. Oh, that's why I didn't want to try anything on. It's the bobby pin in there. Yeah, he also likes to wear it like this, which you can absolutely. It leaves that space. It crunches up, and for that extra warmth. Whoa. So yeah, that was really easy. I mean, this is just simple 2x2 2x2 ribbing with, I think it's Lion brand. This is just acrylic yarn. Let me see, I decreased there. So that's that. And a couple of my sewing finished projects I wanted to show too. I like to make bags. I like to make project bags and for knitters. So I'd like to show a couple of those. This is one of my bags. And yeah, I made this one actually a really long time ago. This is a smaller bag. Ugh, I cannot see anything. Smaller one with this little old ball that I made into a stitch marker. But I really like this one. I kind of was inspired by like pinup girls or 40s. I was just really feeling that time when I was making this bag, and this was kind of the inspiration from it. These are one of my latest bags. This is a medium-sized project bag. It has a zipper. And with my project bags, I always make them boxed. And I always have an inside pocket. So I love drawstring bags too. I think they take a little more time, but I think they're amazing. They're quick, they're easy, on the go. These are smaller project bags. The zipper has the pockets there, and it is a boxed bag. So sorry that this is so blown out. There we go. You can see that. It's a really beautiful fabric. I've had this fabric for a really long time. And I made this one recently. I think it's so cute. This is just canvas. And it has like a small, handle. But it has an outside D-ring, and on the inside it just has like a pop of roses. So I don't know. I love lace. I bought this lace for another project, but I just wanted to kind of experiment. And so I decided to experiment. Let me put my glasses back on. So I decided to experiment like this and just, play around a little bit. Every now and again, like after I make a bunch of things and, I really like either follow the pattern if it's like knitting or something that I've concentrated on and did it the right way from start to finish, then I just like to make a granny square. Make a couple granny squares, make circles, and try to get them as flat as possible for practice, counting my rows and everything. And yeah, so this is another one. This is like a tie-dye kind, no, like a watercolor kind. I really like the way this came out. It has a little rivet there. It has a really nice long handle. I love it. And soon enough, I'll sell these on my Etsy shop. I'm getting that together right now. So there is an inside pocket. And it does have a pop of that same fabric, but just in a blue color. I really love that. So now I'm going to save, I just saved the best for last. Now I designed this bag and I absolutely love the way it came out. This is a heavy interfacing. So it's extremely sturdy. This fabric is linen, and so is this. This is a linen bow I made. And the interesting thing about this bag is that it has this extension that comes up if your project grows. So you can start a project and have it in your bag, right? It is a box bag. And it can grow. So this is a tote and a drawstring bag. And it has air in there, like ventilation here. And I want to show you the inside. The inside is also linen. And it has the same fabric, the same print as this here. So I'm really proud of this bag. I love linen so much. So if you want, you could just tuck it in here. It's so hard to show this. Okay, so yeah, you could tuck it in there and keep your project in there, and then it can grow with you, and it can be 2 bags, right? So you can hold it like this as well. So yeah, I absolutely adore this bag. So yeah, that's what I love to do, make bags for knitters. And I wanted to show this hat that I made a really long time ago. This hat is a pattern, a baby hat. This is a pattern made from the Forest. Yeah, the Forest Making Magazine, Forest, number 8. And that's my favorite magazine ever. I love the whole making everything. The podcast, they just came out with an app. Excuse me, and I love it. So this was a really cool hat, and I'm kind of bummed because I don't have the name written down. That's kind of sucks. So I'm gonna try and get that in somehow later. If I could pop it on the screen, I'm gonna do that. So yeah, this is a really cool like colorwork hat. And I knit it with the same yarn, the Fisherman's Yarn by Lion Brand. This is 100% wool. And it is a 2x2 rib. And I believe this is knit bottom up. Yeah. And so it was too small for the baby that I intended it to be for. So now I just keep it for, I'm not sure. And one more bag before I stop with the bags. This is a really cool construction. Oh, you can't even see it. This is a great construction. Let me see. There we go. Yep. I was just playing around, created this like box, and these are knitting sheep. And it is a box bag for all of your notions. Okay, and opens up, and it has raw edges in the inside. Okay. Yes. Even though I make bags, this is another one that I made. This is a large bag. I have to redo the handle, so that's why it's not on there. But yes, it has an outside pocket and also an inside insert here, which I love. And it's a box bag. This is a great bag. So those are all my finished objects. Now I'm going to just go right into works in progress. Now all the bags you see up here are also mine. And this one is super old. And it's just carrying a bunch of yarn. See, this is before I had D-rings. And actually, I love this bag so much because it has felt inside. And it has, what is this? Candy corns? Yeah. It's the fabric that you probably saw in my first 2 episodes because that's the fabric that I had at the time. So just practicing. I love this bag. I still use it. So one of my works in progress in one of my newest bags. I love the detail of this bag here. We are going to go into, yeah, why not? This is my Stephen West Shawlography shawl. And I am super proud of this. Okay. I'm on to clue 3 now. But what a process knit. I mean, like, oh my God. And I dyed the green and the blue. That was my doing. And I really love it. I love this the most. I think that's my favorite. So these two colors, this green and this blue, I dyed up. This is a homespun house. This, I believe, is Malabrigo. And so is this. These two. Yes. How incredible. Like, I've never knit anything like this before. Like, so detailed and gorgeous. And I really love it. And I'm going to finish it. But now, I'm a little intimidated because it's about to go into brioche. And I've never done brioche before. I've tried it. I've really tried it. And you know what? It was it was doing something to my brain. I couldn't figure it out. Excuse me. I've been talking for a while. I'm drinking tea. So, yes. I've knit this watching TV since the make along started. So now it's finished and I haven't finished yet. So, I'm still going, but it's really a process. And I couldn't continue because I put in more hours than I could even remember on this thing already. And it's not like I'm a slow knitter, but when it comes to patterns, sometimes it takes me a really long time to figure them out. The way they're worded and the maybe even the techniques, definitely the techniques, because if I'm gonna follow a pattern, it's gonna be because I'm about to learn a whole bunch of new techniques, which is very exciting. And that's why I started to follow patterns so that I could learn all the things as well. This is another one. This is another bag that I made a long time ago. Kind of weird. Just one of those things I just decided to use up fabric. And oh yeah, this is nothing I want to show. Oh, okay. So my blanket. This is a granny square blanket that I just picked up again after a couple of years. This is another one that you might have seen started on my other episodes, and now it's grown. It's grown a little bit. Yesterday, I just added this last color here that you see, not the yellow, but the one before it. I love it. It's all acrylic. And I don't know the name of this type of yarn, but this yarn is all every time I had a bunch from my mother-in-law and I just put it all together in this blanket. And recently I got 2 more of these. And so this is the second one. And I'm going to crochet it up in here on this jumbo. Well, not so much jumbo. It's just a size K USA crochet hook. Yes. And so it took me, I watched the movie Spencer yesterday with, what's her name? Kristen Stewart, I think it is. She played Diana. It's a pretty good movie. Not what I expected, but pretty good. I watched that whole movie and it ate up one of these skeins right into the blanket. And then later on, I watched another movie and started this. So very quick with this size K, and that's what I'm knitting this blanket with. And I love it. It's a really enjoyable knit. So that's that. Oh, this is another one that I made. This is the blanket that I made last fall. I was really inspired by this woman I found on Instagram. I don't know her handle, but she thrifts, and her whole theme is like vintage and these color combinations. And I'm a huge fan of fall. So like I was obsessed with these colorways. So I got a whole bunch of acrylic yarn in these colors, and yeah, I learned how to I got a crochet book that taught me how to do the chevron. And yeah, so now this lives on my couch, and it's actually quite tiny. I would say it's like 3 by 3, like 3 yard. No, not 3 yards. A yard, 3 feet by 3, something like that. 4 by 4. Yeah, 4 by 4. So, yeah, that's another blanket. I'm not too into making blankets. As you see, this one is taking me forever. But, every now and again, I just feel like doing something that's completely mindless. And this to me is completely mindless. This was as well. Once I got into the hang of it, you just have to, once you get to the peak of the mountain, you have to do 2 crochet or double crochet. I have to refer back to the book. Yeah. And then at the bottom, you decrease 2. So it's like that, right? That makes sense. And so what's the next one? The blanket, Shawlography by Stephen West, and the Tamarack by Jared Flood from Brooklyn Tweed, which I absolutely adore. And this is my first pattern I'm knitting from him. Oh, I have so much hair in my face. That's it. It's this is the man version, obviously, and I'm making this for Danny, the men's moss stitch raglan cardigan. So the moss stitch is another one of those, another one of those stitches that my brain, it doesn't like it. It's so confusing to my brain. I can't read it. It's a 4 pattern repeat to create moss stitch. And if you don't know what moss stitch is, this is it. And this is my progress. So what you have to do is knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit. The next round, you knit the knits and purl the purls. Next round, you knit the purls and purl the knits. And then the 4th round, you knit the knits and purl the purls. So to read this is crazy. This is all I've done. And I don't even know if I'm doing it right anymore, which is kind of why I stopped, because you can't really see here, but while I'm increasing here, it's not in pattern. And I don't know what I'm supposed to be seeing. I don't know if it's supposed to be like along here. You can see clearly on the pattern in the picture that there is like a stripe of garter stitch. So I don't know if that's what you're supposed to be seeing up along here. I know you have to purl the first stitch and purl the last stitch, and so that is what's supposed to create it. But like, how am I supposed to stay in pattern after that? I've been studying the pattern for hours, for a couple of days and a couple hours at a time, because I'm really trying to get it, and I'm going to get it. And I know once I get it, I'm going to just, come on, Chris, why didn't you get that before? It's ridiculous. And I'm knitting this up. I've decided to try Wool Ease. Oh my God, by Lion Brand. And this is the colorway Forest Green Heather. and I love it. It's really great. Danny likes it, and this is for him. You see, I knit a lot of things for him. So that's that one, and I'm really enjoying it because lately I've been enjoying process knitting and slowing down, and it's really, yeah, I want to get it right. I just don't want to cast on a bunch of things and not connect with them. Or, these days I don't just want a whole bunch of things. I want a whole bunch of amazing things. And it doesn't need to be done quickly. I want to enjoy the process, and I want to think and learn, as I'm doing it. Yeah, there's no rush. There's no need to rush these things. I've already made so many things and I've already come so far that at this point I just want quality. And I also want to see different things come from my hands. I want to see, I already seen progression because I've been so dedicated, but I really want to see, I want to see the cables. I want to see a whole cabled sweater. That's something that I've never done before. I want to see more color work. I want to see myself advance in that. I want more skills on my tool belt, if that makes sense. So let me just have a sip of this, please. All right. So, Granny Spur blanket. Oh, so the needle book. There's a needle book. Where is it? Where are you? I don't even know where these things are. Where'd you go? Oh, okay. So, this is another work in progress. This is a needle book that I'm working on. I don't even know if this is worth showing. This is like just a mock-up of something that I'm thinking about right now. And you can't even see it because it's so blown out. Oh my God. Yeah. A needle book that I'm just putting together. And I just wanted to show it because, yeah, there we go. There we go. Okay. Because this is the way my brain is working these days. And I wanted to show it. So I just did the little mock-up of the book and the size and what I want to see and what I want the edge to be. That. So, so I can see something, right? Oh my God. Yeah. So I can just see something. And yeah, this is for my daughter, Hunter. I taught her how to crochet when she was 5, and it didn't stick. She doesn't want to knit anymore. I keep asking her, and I told her she has no choice. Like, she needs to know, and she's only going to know if she doesn't forget and just keeps on going. Because I believe she's a very creative, very artistic, and I just really wanted to gift her that skill. And I did, and she does know how, but she's just not interested in it. She is, however, interested in embroider. She's interested in embroidery. And that's great because she really is. She spent, the last time she made something, she spent 5 hours on it. And we were watching a movie and I was knitting and we were in the bed and we were hanging out. And I just was so impressed with her dedication. And, it really made me happy. She's only 7 and she's spending 5 hours straight learning how to, thread fabric. How cool is that? So yeah, that was really nice. That's something I'm really proud of. So that's that. I saw yesterday Jaclyn Salem. She's another podcast. The Brooklyn Knitfolk, which I absolutely love. She showed a needle book that was very simple, and it had a cross stitch on the front, and in the inside it was just a couple pages of like felt where the needles would go in. And I thought that that was absolutely gorgeous how, you really invested a lot of time on the outside, and the inside is so simple. Because as soon as you see the book, you see, wow, this is like gorgeous. It's skilled. You want to see it around. And I think it was like her name, her friend did it for her. And it really inspired me to want to do that, because as you see, the way I thought about it was I wanted to have lace, and I want the edging to be perfect and beautiful, and I wanted to, and I can still do that, because the thought that I had was like a rec book. I think that's what it's called, where you just kind of put a whole bunch of things together and sew them up, and it looks lacy, and you see all different types of textures and colors. And that's what I was kind of going for. But, now that I saw that, I think for her first book, I want it to be really detailed like that. So I might just change it altogether. I'm not too sure. But so this is the second thing. This is another work in progress. So I made this, what is it called? I started quilting. Can I say that? No, not yet. I haven't started quilting. I've started the patchwork for a blanket, a quilt that I'm going to make for my daughter for her 8th birthday. And this is like the edging. I think it's the batting. I'm not sure. And let's see if you're going to be able to see that. So this is what I spent a whole day on one day, just doing the edging. And it's like unicorn and rainbows, and it's actually really pretty. I should show you this edge. It's actually really pretty. It has like rainbow drops. And she loved it. She actually picked this fabric. So I think that this is going to be the edging. And I'm kind of really excited about that. I can't even believe I did that. I'm not a quilter. I love to sew, but I've never done that before. The ironing and the making sure that it was a thick enough width so that I can fold it over to the back of the blanket. Took some time to really get right. So I just wanted to show some of the squares that I'm doing. Now let's see how you can see that. There we go. Yep, this is one of them. And the theme is stars. I really love that one. And I also love the back. So this takes a long time, but let me tell you, I love it. I love it. This brings me so much joy. And this one is very special to me because I asked for Hunter's opinion on this one. This isn't a surprise. She knows that she's getting this blanket for her 8th birthday, and she has magnificent taste. She's been dressing herself since she was forever. And I asked for her opinion on how this should be placed, and she came up with this. And the most amazing thing is I really trust her taste, because I enjoy the things that she puts together. I enjoy the way she dresses herself. I would say that she's a little goth. She really loves black, but she loves like rainbow, and she's starting to really love purple now. That's that. And this is fabric that I've had for a really long time. She helped me put this one together too. This is fabric that I have for a really long time. When I first started making bags, I just got a whole bunch of fabric that was really cheap from Michael's. And finally, I feel like I got to put it to use, because as you see, the colors here are just, I don't know, not something that I'm super drawn to, but in this way I do. And this one's a little weird. I thought it made sense, but my husband looked at it and he said, Chris, this doesn't even make sense. There's something off here. I thought it was completely balanced, but it just isn't. It just isn't. I don't know. It made sense to me at the time, and then not too sure what happened. Loving this. So all of this is going to go into the quilt. These might go into the quilt. I'm really not even sure. But this might, I think these are just like, yeah, fabric for bags I'm making. Like a bag that I'm going to make for Easter. Yeah, that was my inspiration. So that'll be the back. That'll be the other side of a bag. And yeah, these are just like all the squares that were left over. I think I'm just going to add them into the quilt just to fill it up and not have to do many more of these, these stars. Not saying that I don't want to, just that I'd like to see these big blocks in there. So yeah, I'm loving this project right now. And it is on hold because I'm looking for the backing for it. I'm not too sure what I want to use, but I really want it to, be cohesive with the with all of those colors. There's a lot of floral in there, and I want it to make sense. And also with this, I don't know how I'm gonna make that come together. I don't know. I just know that she loves this so much, and she really does love the blanket. And I like the way it's going, but it's gonna be challenging to just have a whole back. I don't know. I was thinking like a cream with baby flowers, or maybe just cream. So one side's not so busy and the other side is just completely busy, which is okay. So those are all of my works in progress. So now, what else did I want to share? Things I've been up to. So I've been a stay-at-home mother since I left my hotel job in management a couple of years ago. And that was really hard with two parents working, and it's been wonderful with me home, taking care of all of the home stuff and just dedicating all of my time to Hunter. That's been so enjoyable because I've gotten a chance to, the privilege to be able to just craft on any of my downtime and improve my skills has made me incredibly happy. So I am so incredibly grateful for my husband for just holding it all together, because I mean, our life is has so much more balance in it, and we're both not rushing to the baby from Manhattan back to the Bronx on this train. That life is just crazy. We've done it for years. It's hard. Any parent that lives in New York totally understands. I totally understand that life. And the quality of life wasn't there. We weren't happy. So, now she's, older, and she has a very busy schedule, and I'm looking to go back to work. So that's what I've been doing lately. Just looking for work. And yeah, I think it's going really well. So I kind of feel really motivated to get back into the world and be around more people, especially after, this whole pandemic. I love talking to people. I love being around people. So, I'm really looking forward to being back into the world. So let's see. Oh, yeah, things that I'm loving. The Making podcast. So the whole Making magazine is the first time I got introduced to making in general. The whole Making company, Making Co., they are fantastic. There's a couple of people that run that whole thing, but and I'm learning more about them because they just came out with the app, and I also listen to Ashley on the Making podcast on Spotify all the time because I really enjoy stories, and I really enjoy listening to other people's stories It really gives me comfort, and I feel a sense of connection. Um, because I've fallen in love with the fiber arts so hard that at this point I want to know what other people's journey is as well. Especially because I don't none of my friends are into these kinds of things, so I look toward the internet and podcasts to connect with the fiber community, and just listening to all those stories. And I think she's brilliant, Ashley, the way how calm she is. Her voice is very soothing to me. um and yeah, I've really enjoyed just understanding the fiber arts and people's journey, and the way, you know how they found, like, where they came from, and how a person can actually get to the success level that they see as success. And that's pretty cool. Whether that's like owning your own company, dyeing your own yarn, um, all sorts of textiles, and all sorts of things. So anyway, I've been loving that. Um, so yeah, I mentioned slow knitting, like the process knitting is something I've been super into lately. Um, yeah, not rushing. I know I mentioned this, but it's just not rushing anything. Um, I want to see the progress, but with quality. And I just enjoy the stitching so much that, like this, I think this is incredible. And the fact that I'm challenging myself is more attractive to me. That's what I wanted to say. The challenge is what I'm seeking right now. I've been running away from this moss stitch for a long time, even the seed stitch, which is a 2-row repeat, right? You just knit the purls and purl the knits. Even that, I'm just like, I've messed up somewhere. Now I have to go back because I'm not just completely concentrating on it. I don't know what happens, but you have to look at it all the time. And I wasn't into that before. I just wanted to get the thing done. And now, I really want to challenge my brain to get these things because I can. What do I have to do to actually get there? I'm going to do it. So that's that. Um, and listening to music. Lately, listening to music has actually, it's inspired me. It's just soothed me, I think, instead of like trying to keep myself really busy. Just staying still and listening to music has been very soothing for me. Um, I'm going through a lot of changes at the moment. My health is doing really well and has improved in the last year so much. And so there's like a new horizon in front of me. And, as a woman, I just see the future differently. There are more possibilities. And I kind of want to go in right now and just like zone into myself and hear my own voice, but with a melody happening, kind of like I'm channeling my own thoughts. And so that's what I'm doing right now. And I've been enjoying music that I've heard, in my childhood. I'm bringing that back, and new music, and I'm discovering new people. One of the new people that I discovered recently is Snow Allegra. Beautiful woman, beautiful voice. Um, my favorite song from her right now is I Lost You. I think it's called Lost You. Something like that. So yeah, that's what I've been super into. And so this has been going on for almost an hour, and I'm going to cap it off at an hour, and I'm going to end with a beauty tip, or a couple of beauty tips, actually. So, myself, I am very dry. My face is so dry. So, anyone that can relate to my skincare being super dry, I'm going to recommend face cream to you. And even if you're going through like a phase where your hormones are changing for whatever reason, and all of a sudden your skin is really dry, these two moisturizers are absolutely fabulous. One of them is affordable and one of them is a little more pricey. They are both amazing and I use them both interchangeably. So the first one is WELEDA. We're going to get this. You're going to see this. WELEDA Skin Food. Ultra Rich Cream. This is a super thick natural cream. If you like the whole natural thing, this is where you want to live. It's really beautiful. There's one other version of this, and that's just like the light cream. This one is the ultra rich cream, and that's the one that I use. It's super thick, and after you wash your face and you dry your face, put just a pea size here, emulsify it, warm it up, and just pat it all along your face to get it evenly, and then use the tips of your fingers to moisturize all in the edges here and get everywhere. Lips, massage up if you like, massage everywhere, and you will thank me because it's fabulous and it smells so good. So that's my first skincare tip. The other one is the Botanical Kinetics, the Intense Hydrating Rich Cream by Aveda. I'm a big fan of Aveda. I think the smell is, it's what I'm drawn to the most. It's very earthy. No, I can't say that. I don't know. Yes, it is kind of earthy. But it's it's indescribable. It's so beautiful. And this is a very rich cream, but it's not thick like this. This I use for nighttime and this I use for daytime, and because I'm about to put some makeup on. I don't want the oil. I don't want as much oil on my face when I'm putting makeup over it, because oil will break up the makeup. And I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to set it, right? So I use this at night and I use this in the morning before I put my makeup on, after I brush my teeth and wash my face. So that's that, and you're welcome, because that's a really good one too. And a couple others. I mean, I know a lot of people that are probably watching this are suffering from dry hands, and this is my recommendation for your hands. The Aquaphor Healing Ointment Advanced Therapy. Now, this one, it looks like a Vaseline, but it doesn't necessarily feel like a Vaseline. I'm so sorry. You're not going to be able to see it because it's so blown out. But just a little bit goes a really long way. And if you don't have your lip moisturizer anywhere near, you can just put a little bit on your lips and you're saved. You're protected from the wind, you're protected from the sun, and you're protected from feeling like your lips are going to crack and peel, and it sucks. And so my last beauty tip before my time is up is always moisturize your lips, please. Always refresh your lips, whether you're you have to go to the bathroom and take a tissue and do that and then reapply your moisturizer. It's attractive when a person that's talking to you just has a super succulent, moisturized situation that you have to look at. And you look like you take care of yourself. You look put together. You don't even need makeup. You need moisturizer. Everyone needs moisturizer, especially in the winter. Okay. Whether you're a man or a woman or anywhere in between, you need moisturizer. Okay. Because you'll look more refreshed, put together. It's like putting on a clean t-shirt. Okay. Moisturizer, whether you wear makeup or not. So my choice of moisturizer is the Blistex, the blue one. I know you've seen this everywhere. All drugstores. My last recommendation is Bobbi Brown lipstick And this is for everybody too, because it looks like lips. Okay, beautiful. It looks like, I mean, you know, when you do your makeup and you feel really washed out and you're like, oh my God, where did my lips go? They're right here in the tube. Hmm. And as you get older, you'll understand. And I want to try, and I really don't want me to be blown out. So I'm going to try to do that. So look, my lip just appeared. I put it at the bottom and then that's it. Again. And there my lips go. They were gone a minute ago because I was talking so much and drinking my tea. I don't think I couldn't wear heavy lipstick anymore. I love natural makeup. And when it comes to lipstick, you have to spend. The cheap lipsticks in the drugstore, don't bother. Mm-mm. You have to spend on lipstick because you're going to be talking, you're feeling this, it's going to go on your teeth. I mean, the quality of your lipstick needs to be there. Those are one of those things that you have to splurge on. And I encourage you to splurge on lipstick. And this one is Bobbi Brown, and she's well known in the industry. I've been a big fan of her ever since I was 16 and I started my makeup journey as a makeup artist. And yep, the natural makeup realm. Mm-hmm. This is number 5, Rose. Hope you can see that. So that is my beauty tip, and those are all the things that I've been up to lately. And I'm so happy that I got to share that with you today. I hope you enjoyed everything that I was talking about, and I really apologize for the lighting and all of, you know, me getting up and all of that sort of thing. But this is wow. This isn't easy, and you know, I'm working on it, and I'm really gonna work on improving, you know, these conditions. All right. So I hope you have a fabulous day, and I hope you are well and healthy, and I will see you again. Thank you.